Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I'm just a fucked up girl who's looking for my own peace of mind.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I'll be back.
I'll have what she's having.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
Here's looking at you, kid.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello, I'm your host, Jim McLean. Welcome back to another episode of More Than Pixels on a Screen, a spoilerific movie review podcast brought to you by BanterFlix, cinematic discussion with a Northern Irish accent. Now, in this episode, we're going all timey-wimey, and it's not a movie. On this episode, we are going to be chatting, probably in spoilerific detail, about the entirety of Ncuti Gatwa's first full series as everyone's favourite Time Lord, Doctor Who. The series is just wrapped here in the UK on BBC, iPlayer I guess as well, outside of the UK, available on Disney+. Joining me on this retrospective is the man that loves the TARDIS. It's Adam, what's happening, Neeson?
Should we sing the theme one last time for this season?
We're going to do it in a wee second, yeah.
Can our guest join in as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, and you just heard him mumbling there, and all joining this on this retrospective is Joe Mc Elroy.
Live long and prosper, gentlemen.
Indeed. May the force be with you.
And with your spirit.
And never forget your sonic screwdriver.
Because it looks like a Sky remote.
Yeah. You never know when you're in someone else's house, you want to change the channels. So I think on that note, it's time for one last time. Adam, take it away.
Doctor.
Hey.
Doctor.
Hey.
Doctor.
Hey.
Good stuff.
There we go. That's Adam happening. So yes, so we're talking about Doctor Who. The series, as I say, has wrapped. We are going to be talking spoilerific. I know we've, on the last couple of episodes, we did kind of chat week by week, but we were always, through timey-wimey reasons, we were caught up to date at the time of recording, but always an episode behind. Now we're caught up. We have to wait to the Christmas special. Did any of you go to the cinema to see it?
No.
Okay, that might be a good thing.
I was too lazy.
I did stay up to midnight to watch it though.
That's me, same here, but I was just too lazy to like cinema.
I was very tempted to stay up to midnight. Then I went, you know what? No, I'm feeling a bit tired. Just watch some football. I'm going to go to bed. I'll get up at like 7 o'clock in the morning and scurry down and watch the finale with a big bowl of crunchy nut cornflakes, big glass of milk, and yeah.
The way Russell T Davies intended.
Yeah, it's my little treat for myself on a Saturday morning. I'm usually not working. I like to treat myself, reminisce about being a child. I was doing it with X-Men 97, and I was doing it with Doctor Who, watching the episodes on a Saturday morning, bit of cereal, bit of milk, reminiscing of my yesteryear of my youth. So Adam, the last time we were talking about Doctor Who on the pods, I think we had just caught up with Rogue, and we were very positive about that episode. I don't know, I can't remember for you, but I think for me it was my favourite episode of the series so far.
Yeah, me too, because it involved boys kissing.
Yeah,
And I
love
enjoyed
boys
that.
kissing. But it was also more of Ncuti, just showing his acting, more of him. I'm just going to do a beautiful little single tear.
Although it was a justified tear.
Yeah, it was an earned tear, not every other fucking episode. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop crying, you fucking...
Crier.
Yeah! We girls, boy, just fucking stop crying. Fucking man up. You wouldn't get fucking Capaldi doing that. His eyebrows would just wiggle at you.
I did watch some Capaldi after this finale. Side note to cheer myself up. Because I was like, oh, sure, I'll watch a good episode. And underrated. And also, we'll probably talk about it after we talk about Ncuti stuff. This is probably... People give Judy Whittaker a lot of stick about her series. At least now she doesn't have to say she has one of the worst series in the new modern era of Doctor Who.
Yeah, well, I guess we should talk. So we have The Legend of Ruby Sunday. We hadn't talked about that. And then we have Empire of Death. So we'll try to do this, I guess, in some sense, as we do on the show. We'll do it kind of chronologically. So we'll talk about The Legend of Ruby Sunday. Joe, since you're the guest, we'll let you go first. I was actually quite positive about that. I thought it was quite clever.
Well, The Legend of Ruby Sunday. Yeah, I
Let's not talk about the next episode.
Oh,
We'll
no,
talk
yeah,
specifically about that.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I quite liked it. I thought maybe at the start it was a bit rushed. I would have liked a bit of a preamble in
manic.
I would have liked maybe a preamble in the TARDIS to explain, the whole Susan Triad thing. It's like, why are they going to unit? If they could just go, right, just him looking, right, who is this woman? She keeps popping up in time. You could do that in the TARDIS as a setup, and then you arrive at unit.
Why doesn't the TARDIS materialise anymore? Why is it always flying?
Because it looks better. It looks cool. It does look cool.
They got
in
that
the
Disney
TARDIS.
money.
It does look pretty cool, but also...
Mickey likes the TARDIS to fly.
It takes away the charm.
Or like if it's the 50th anniversary, it has to get winched by helicopter to unit.
I know, but like it leaves skids on the floor.
Yeah. But it is pretty cool when it lands at unit. That's not Avengers Tower at all.
Well,
Nah, they just use the same graphics. But no, they didn't. Yeah, so set up, they're in unit, Rose is there again, and wee lad who's a super genius.
Best character in the whole series.
He's good.
That wee lad. He's my hero.
And then
Do you know what? See if he does the cosplay, or not the cosplay, see if he does the Comic-Con scene. I will happily pay to get my photo of that wee lad.
you want a picture in the Segway, you're just standing behind him, aren't you?
I want to bring a wee bit of pizza.
Jim texts me after the episode, "Wee man got a pizza."
But what did you think of the episode? Wee man got a pizza.
We'll not talk about that.
Oh yeah, we're not getting into that.
Yeah. So we have all that. Then we
yes.
have the time window stuff. Then we're going back to Ruby. We're going back to Ruby being left at the church. A lot about that. At the same time, we've all the stuff about the different Susans. We all think it's been set up that it's going to be the Doctor, potentially the Doctor's granddaughter.
Yeah.
That's what it wants us to believe. That's what Russell T Davies has kind of led us to believe. Ultimately, then it's like that's a whole kind of hullabaloo because we know that S-TARDIS, isn't it S-TARDIS or what was it? S-Tech?
S-Trad.
S-Trad is like, what spells TARDIS? And you're like, that's... If that had been the reveal, I'd have been Russell, you really weren't trying, mate.
To be fair, in the first 5 minutes, they let you go through every fan theory of what it could have been.
Yeah.
Which was clever because before like the credits started, I was like, oh, thank fuck, they've actually got ahead of the audience.
I think because he was planting seeds. If you watched all the behind the scenes stuff after each episode, he would just throw out ideas and then the internet would like latch on them and go, yes, this, that and the other.
Which is maybe his downfall for the next episode, but we'll talk in a second.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing about Russell T Davies in general, without going into spoilers. He does a great setup for a final episode, and we'll get into it eventually.
Yeah, he does. I mean, I think it's pretty fab. So, as I say, Susan Triad, we're also trying to discover more about Ruby Sunday. Those are the two big plot elements of the penultimate episode. One of those is revealed. The other one at that time is still kind of left in the air, and you're like, we'll get back to that. They did, unfortunately. And we then reveal that all the TARDIS noises, the groans, have all been from Sutek. Now, quick question, and it's not me being the Doctor Who nerd. Were both of you familiar with Sutek before the episode?
No.
Hadn't a clue.
Like I watched some of the older ones when I was younger, but not a notion who Sutek was.
I was familiar with the character, but I never had this when I was Googling it. Afterwards, it's like, apparently, like, he's one of Doctor Who fans' most beloved one-story character and done. Like, I know in the finale episode, Doctor picks it up as, like, the worst villain I've ever faced. And you're like, really? It's Dalek Smith and the Cybermen and my plastic things from the episode from Rose.
They Lawtons.
Yeah.
Master was a bit of a bastard.
I thought it was kind of like an interesting choice. It was like, oh, okay. Thankfully, we're not doing the Master, we're not doing the Daleks, we're not doing the Cybermen, but we're still going back to kind of classic Who. And it's a weird one because Russell T Davies has talked about it. It's like, oh, I want to make the series fresh for young viewers again. But yeah, there's like 50-year-old men just kind of wanking themselves off, going, oh, fuck, Zutek's back. This is fucking brilliant. And there's like loads of kids going, who the fuck is Zutek? Why is he a big dog hanging about the TARDIS? There's loads of plot things that don't really make sense for me. That has become I've had a lot of fun looking back over X the last couple of days since the finale of like reveals about how long he's been traveling with the TARDIS, and the fact that the TARDIS was when he started making these weird groany noises in this current series, the 60th anniversary.
Was it like Wild Blue Yonder?
Yeah,
when it sort of started?
that's the first time it's referenced. and then never been really made before. And it's been revealed that Zootek, since the Tom Baker episode, has actually been travelling with the TARDIS, getting stronger and stronger, and now he's finally materialised, all whilst Mrs. Flood, the mysterious Mrs. Flood, is kind of sitting there going, "Here, you want a cup of tea? Yeah, your fucking self."
She does the Ben Stiller in Happy Gilmore.
Only less violent.
Yeah.
That's left hanging. And then, so yeah, all the stuff with Ruby Sunday in the penultimate episode is teased, isn't really revealed. And then, as we say, everybody kind of Avengers-esque is turned to dust by, well, Zootek's dust. You don't want to get that in your crackers.
It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a cinnamon challenge.
Yeah.
It's gone wrong.
So everyone's kind of been evaporated into dust. And then we get into our finale, which starts quite strong, I have to say. I mean, you got that big sequence. I know the last time, Adam, we had you on the pod, we were talking about Doctor Who after Rogue. I mentioned a thing that was I felt was going to be a problem for me, and it's something Russell T Davies has left him with. The regeneration that we had in the 60th anniversary, the bi-generation, so we now technically have two doctors operating in this universe at the same time. For me, it felt really weird, considering that we have a family connection at Unit in Rose, as to why her character, or those characters, Catherine Tate and David Tennant, wouldn't be appearing in that finale.
She does give the old, "Oh, how's your uncle? Oh, he's doing well."
Yeah, but considering the worlds, it's the problem that all the Avengers movies, well, not the Avengers movies, but when we do like the next Captain America movie, when we do the next Thor movie, after an Avengers feature, you go, well, just get, Tony back, or just get Thor to come and help you out. Why are you doing this on your own? You clearly work better as a team. I know it's not that I love Tennant, and I do love Tennant, and it's not that I think he needs to be back. But then when you put the stakes that high, you're going to think, well, he's not. I know he's going to be sitting about the place, just kind of fucking about, and trying to look after Bernard Cribbins, R.I.P. But he's got a TARDIS, which I'm going to come back to, and B, if the world's at stake and Rose is in jeopardy, Tennant's Doctor is going to want to do something. Do you not find it weird? It makes sense that he shouldn't be where, but do you think you've just got to, maybe I've just got to get over this, but do you think it's a problem T. Davis has left himself?
I think so. Sometimes you can just ignore those things with like the Marvel movies. You can kind of ignore those things because it's different creative teams over a space of years. Whereas this is Russell T Davies has done this to himself. He's
made that choice, and I know that the Doctor regenerates, and I know, like in the 50th anniversary and previous, we've had the 3 Doctors. I think we've had the 5 Doctors. I think so. They have teamed up before. They're the same person, and it's they've lived nearly 1,000 years, if not more. So you're always going to have that issue. It's like, well, you've got a time machine, you can go back and get yourselves and stuff. But the fact now you have this bi-generation that you got in the finale of the 60th anniversary meant that you have 2 Doctors. Like, he's fucking about in London, just sitting in the garden having a wee cup of tea.
All they could have done was film an extra scene while they were doing the anniversary specials of maybe him about to get into the TARDIS and he doesn't quite make it in time and the sand gets him.
Yeah.
That's all they could have had to done.
I just think it just, when you get a finale that then underwhelms, and then that's things you can start to, like, little things you can chink at it. I think that's for me, and it's not that I wanted Tennant back for this finale. I just felt it would have made sense. And as you say, he was there, they were together, you could have very easily filmed something.
Yeah, it's not as if David Tennant is like, he's not Chris Eccleston. No. They're not fucking
Russell T Davies,
sack Russell T Davies.
Get to fuck. Joe,
do you want to be played?
Do you not think that was? Do you think that was an issue? Was it an issue for you?
Yeah, because it's like you both said, he's written himself in the corner in the way of going, yeah, he gets his happy life and all that there, but oh crap, what do we do now? Well, he could be away somewhere in the TARDIS.
Also, right, and this is not me, this is TikTok.
Yeah.
Where the big reveal, of course, from the penultimate episode is that what's been having all these effects on the TARDIS is Zootek. And the fact that he's travelling with the TARDIS and he's been able to get more powerful from it. And the fact that he's been travelling with it for years. Someone, before, I must say this was before the final episode played, we're talking about, oh, Russell T Davies, what a clever writer he is. Well, the fact that there's a line in the finale of the 60th anniversary with the Toy Master, the Giggle, where he turns to Rose's character and says, oh, you know, where did he take you to this week? Oh, we went to Mars. And you're like, oh, maybe that's a little reference to, of course, because it's Pyramids of Mars, is when Zootek first appears in the Tom Baker episodes. It's like, oh, is it going to be he's went there and then he's picked it up? But then, when I think about it out loud and I'm speaking about it, also another problem in the sense that there's 2 TARDISes now. So, is Zootek travelling with the TARDIS that's Tennant's, which I think still is the original, or is the one that he kind of kicks? Is that the duplicate that Tennant has? I can't remember. I know I'm putting you on the spot. I think Tennant takes the duplicate. So is there 2 Zooteks now?
In the reality of the show, yes.
Yes.
There would have to be, because Ncuti uses a reality comedy hammer to knock.
Boing!
So there would have to be, but then also it would have been funny for Zootek, as if, imagine I hit him up the arse. He's like, the fuck? And that's what awoken him.
Imagine just knocked him off. The TARDIS like,
be really
fuck,
funny.
sorry lads.
If it's just a little cutaway and it's just, you know, a flashback episode in the finale and he's just been sleeping like Snoopy on top of the TARDIS and then he just hits him. He's like, fucking bash, I hate the Doctor.
Well, that would have been a better excuse than what we got.
Yeah. So pretty much we see, in a bit like we've seen it before, the Doctor fails, the world ends, the universe is pretty much going dark because of these various incarnations of Susan Triad that have appeared throughout university, that have appeared across the universe. Anywhere the Doctor has visited, he's been able to create a version of Susan Triad within 73 yards through its perception filter. So he's able to create a person. Also problems then we think back of Dot and Bubble. How does she become someone's mum?
Yeah.
You're like, how does she become somebody's mum? Maybe I was kind of thinking about, well, maybe the Doctor's travelled to that world before and she's lived a life there. Maybe that would be a way that Russell T Davies could maybe say, well, like Steve, you really think about it, you could explain it that way. But there's a lot of problems with that. The sense it's kind of, I kind of like the idea of the Doctor's own sense of adventure, his sense. I think Ncuti says it's like, oh, I thought it was fun to travel the world, or I thought it was fun to travel the universe. Come back to that in a second. But I liked how they were playing against that, or using that as like the Doctor's recklessness as a way of, you've caused this. But it just causes more problems.
Doesn't that also feel like a bit of a redo of Flux?
Suppose.
Which, you know, obviously...
Because one thing, right, and I know I'm doing a lot of the talking, and guess because, you know, I'm a Doctor Who nerd, I apologise.
You've been holding this in all week.
I have been holding this in, but it's that sense with what I've loved about what Russell T Davies did. When he came on with the 60th anniversary episodes, everyone thought, it's like, right, well, Chris Chibnall stuff, you're just going to fucking brush that underneath the carpet, never be discussed. Timeless Child... Nah, we'll not talk about that. That'll be the kind of those weird sequels and then they do a requel and they kind of do over. I've liked the fact that, right, this is what I've been left with. I'm going to embrace it. I've liked that. But I just feel, as you say, he's repeating stuff and he's now kind of, it just, as a series, when you think back on episodes, there's things that just don't make sense.
He has said in interviews and clips that he was creating a lot of, you know, questions to drum up hype.
Yeah.
Which is a fine thing to do. But, I suppose we'll get into it when we get into the finale. You have to have resolutions to said questions. You don't have to answer them all.
When you drum something up yourself, you then have to accept, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, in the sense, if you're going to then build something up, build this balloon up as big as you can get, and then when you pop it, and that's what you reveal,
it's just weird that he's done this. He's done this several times, way better in the same show.
Yeah.
10 years ago. So, like, the Christopher Eccleston finale is great, and it builds upon the previous episodes that Russell T Davies had worked on. You know, I mean, there was like Darlac, there was the space station one with Simon Pegg, all the Bad Wolf stuff, all culminated. Second season, you had again the Daleks and the Cybermen and the different universes thing, and then the Void stuff.
I love the stuff with the 3D glasses is silly.
It is silly, but also, you know, you have that for fun. And then, you know, the stuff with Tennant's exit is a culmination of everything.
But you've also got to build up to the Master as well.
Yes, it's a great finale.
Because that penultimate episode, when they're way in the future and you've got the actor whose name,
Derek Jacobi.
Jacobi, there we go. When he's playing the older Master, and you've had this idea that was probably one of my favourite Tennant episodes, when he's going up against the family and he hides his identity in the pocket watch, and then it's like the build up. Funny, because TikTok knows I like Doctor Who now. It shows you, and it's like, is this the most over the top finale ever? And it's like, yes, of course it is, because it's the quick cuts in between, and you've got Martha running about. She goes, I've seen this watch before, and then he's like, you have Derek Jacobi looking, going, I'll maybe have a look at it, and it's just running about. She's running to get Doctor Who, or she's running to get Tennant and Barrowman, and then they're running back, and then he's revealed to be the Master, and he just goes, Jacobi's a great actor though. He just goes from being the nicest person in the whole world to just being, I'm the fucking Master bitch.
You shot me, you bitch.
Yeah.
Because is it the girl, she's like, yo.
Yeah.
The alien assistant type. Yeah, she like shoots him or something.
She's so good as well.
But there was payoff and build up, and I thought he was going to do something similar to that. And I'm saying now, with the revelations that the revelations they did in the finale, particularly about Ruby's character, and even with Zootek, I don't have issues with them. It's just how you've dealt with it. Now, I've rambled a lot. Joe, interject.
Well, the thing is, right, you were talking about this season. Apparently he's doubling down and all this stuff now, saying, oh, no, it's a 2-season arc. So are you going to resolve everything by the end of your second season, like, of your second tenure? I think it's a lot of cop-out, and I think it's more... I think maybe he's a bit under pressure from Disney, if I'm being honest. I think it's like, well, you need to keep the audience interested, and you need to keep them doing it by doing this, that, and the other, or setting up all these things and all these ideas, so it'll generate interest in the internet. And it did do that, and it did it quite well. But if that's what your payoff's going to be, you've lost trust in a lot of people.
I go back. The previous episode, the penultimate episode, is fab. Yeah, I think it's a little bit bloated. I think you mentioned it. It's a bit kind of right. You know, it's out of the traps. It's, you know, the TARDIS literally crashing into unit. Then we've got the time tunnel, time window, time corridor, and it's like, right, let's be able to recreate this scene perfectly just using an old VHS. Yeah, fine. Don't think about it too much. And then you've got this cloaked woman leaving the baby and then pointing. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Come back to that. And yeah, great episode. As I say, Rogue, I thought, for me, was the strongest. It did get stronger, I think, this year. Dot and Bubble, you and I talked about, Adam, had its moments, but still a little bit flawed. And it was like Russell T Davies, let's solve racism.
And it was also very Doctor Who light.
Yeah, as we said at the time, it was kind of Black and Mirror, but without Charlie Brooker.
Yeah. Figured out the reason for that is because he had to do a load of reshoots for Sex Education. Yeah, so that means like, we're going to have to retool this script and this script. That's why he wasn't in like 73 hours, Dot and Bubble, like you said. So that's why I'm hoping maybe next season it'll be more like of a fuller version of
we're going to have less of Ruby. I think she's still going to be there. I don't think she's going to be, because he's going to have a new companion.
Yeah, apparently she's in the Christmas special though.
Yeah,
I've seen like
she's going to be in the second series as well.
Yeah,
or 16th series of this new incarnation.
But not for me. Boom was my favourite. But that's
you
just
you were saying you liked when we came over and we were coming over in the car. You liked Boom.
That's the Moffat.
Is that just because you like Moffat?
Yeah, a wee Moffat bitch.
But even with that episode, as good as I thought it was of the early episodes, it was the strongest in some ways. But it also was like big payoff, and then wouldn't it just be great if we all just got along? I
know, but like, sure, that's kind of Moffat-y anyway.
Yeah,
it's par for the course with him. But yeah, no, it was that episode where I realised he is the Doctor, because it was before I was like, Yeah, it's fun. He's full of energy and all that there. But I'm like, I just want a bit of the serious Doctor to come to the fore.
At that time, you're not sick already of him. Was that the third or the
it was after
fourth episode?
Yeah, it was like Space Babies, Devil's Court, and then this. Well, the Christmas special as well before. But yeah,
were you not sick already at that point of the Doctor crying?
Yeah, that's something that's really fucking stupid as well.
I love the fact they're trying to do it. It's like there's a Doctor in touch with his emotions. That's fine, but it loses impact.
But it makes no sense to, like, remember he was talking about in The Giggle at the end of it, it's like, you know what, I can kind of let go of all this stuff now. What, so you can just start bawling your eyes out every episode?
Or screaming, if it's in the case of the last episode.
Yeah, because I just started picturing other Doctors, like, how would they react? I was like, Capaldi would be like, oh fuck.
Capaldi would have had it sorted.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to kill every fucker who's going to fucking cause this.
Capaldi would have stuck his sunglasses on. Be like, what's all this? Just big guitar riff.
That was times when I was kind of struggling with Doctor Who a wee bit, when they were starting doing that and he was playing the Doctor Who theme on the guitar. No.
When he's doing the bootstrap paradox.
Yeah,
oh, come on.
I love Capaldi as the Doctor, but there was a sense for a little time they just didn't know what to do with him as he did as, sadly, well, Time Lords do it, but also as actors as he got older. Because I think
he just grew his hair out, that's all.
Yeah. But by the end, was he not the oldest Doctor?
I think he was. But
he was the oldest actor to play the role.
But he went out with probably the best finale of the New Who, I think. But no, but then
so shall we get to the big reveal?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's get on to
and
the
I will
big,
say this, we're being negative. I have a voice note from someone who quite liked the finale, but we'll come to that.
It's Russell T Davies.
Yeah. So
I think it was fantastic. I set up so many ideas for content.
So the big reveal is that Ruby's mother in particular is nobody. She's not a nobody. Well, it's not. She's just a doctor, completely normal person, and I would have been fine with that. I was saying to you when we were coming over, I think he handled the idea of that reveal terribly, because you have an episode, the penultimate one, called The Legend of Ruby Sunday. You should have revealed that in that episode and then been like, okay, that's that solved. Here, what the fuck's that big smoke just materialising behind the TARDIS there? Oh fuck, it's Big Zootek. That's how I would have. I'm not saying it solves the problem, but then when you have the supposed big bad of your series going, here, I'm happy at building, I'm happy at destroying the world, everything, you know, he's quite Judge Death, kind of all life is a crime kind of sense. I'll only be happy until all life is over across the universe. But there's just one fucking thing that's really annoying him. Who the fuck's Ruby's ma?
But that's the thing.
That's what annoys me, in the sense that it's like, right, if you're going to double down and do this a big bluff, because I'm going to put my cards out here, I have no issues with them going down the Last Jedi role and that sense of the big double bluff, because fans will build it up and expectation of what things are, and then in Last Jedi it's like, your parents, right? They were nobodies. And I was like, fucking, that's great, because it's completely democratizing the Force. Anybody can be a Jedi, and it's a big universe, not like 5 families just fucking each other around the entire universe. Here, it's the fact that he constructs it to be a plot point, and then it's this idea, well, when we don't understand something, we build it up and it becomes so big, and you're like, that doesn't work. It's like when you do the kind of Jed Mercurio kind of Line of Duty, who is H thing, and make it out to be a complete nobody, just a fucking police officer who's just...
Fella from Steps.
Yeah, fella from Steps who's just trying to get a quick buck, not some criminal mastermind. You're always going to have blowback from fans. And I don't have a problem with that reveal. I just have a thing, the fact that how you've done it, you've built it up all series, and to kind of then say, well, fans build it up. You mentioned it earlier on. He stoked it. And we've had it from almost the first or second episode. Oh, and we start to see Ruby thinking about her mum. Why is she making snow appear? So if orphans are out there and they don't know who their parents are, if they start to think really hard about it, well, snow or something appear.
No, yeah, see that explanation, fucking did my nut in. There's only one time he mentioned it. It's like, oh, the moment was so raw and emotional that it just snows. It's like, So when we all have raw and emotional moments, like something from that occasion is just going to like materialize.
I had a really bad danger wank once, and every time
Snowing all right?
every time I think about that moment, I just end up like Bill Murray in Ghostbusters. He gets slimed. Yeah. Adam got it. But I mean, you've been quiet, Adam, for a little bit. I know I've went off and rambled and kind of chatted quite a bit, but I think you're a filmmaker and you're a writer. Not to say we all have written stuff. We all have written, but you've wrote fiction before. Maybe you have as well, Joe. I don't know.
Dabbled.
Yeah, but I think that's such a dangerous, not dangerous, but it's a risky thing to do. To kind of do a double bluff and build something up, and to go, this thing that we're setting up, actually, it's actually nothing. To not expect blowback from fans, and I know he's going to say, "Oh, we expected it," but I don't know.
It just is one of those things that it's fine that it's a nobody. You know, going the Last Jedi route, it's fine that it's nobody, but at least cover your arse with plot holes. You've set up all these things, being like, "Oh, we can't get our DNA from anywhere," and you're like, "This NHS
We've got to go to the
nurse,
future. We've got to go to the future."
It just like it makes no sense, and you know, there's just so many. It opened up a can of worms that it really didn't have to, because just making her a nurse was already like the thing. Like you're like, oh, you know, or it could have just did. Oh, she died. I mean, she died after that. That's what happened to her mum. She passed away. She was pointed at a car, and the car knocked her down. That's what happened.
Because she couldn't see anyone else fucking hood over her.
Can I say, how many 15-year-old kids walk around like they're...
I saw that. She was in her goth phase.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Also, that's clearly not a 15-year-old girl.
No.
Underneath that thing, it's clearly an older woman.
It's like an 80-year-old man.
Yeah. Just the whole situation of like, it's saying she's a normal person, then why does it snow everywhere Ruby goes?
What's this whole thing they do with the maestro about this one has a song in her heart, and I know it's fandom,
there's something wrong
but
with
it's
this
the
one,
Tricksters music that they play. It's all these double bluffs, and it's like, oh, we're thinking we're really clever, and it's not, because it's a risky thing to try and do, and a really hard thing to pull off. I
was waiting for that.
Satisfactorily. And it just felt, I just was like, right, okay, I know, and I bet he sat there from a writing point of view going, wouldn't it just be great? Do you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where you go, it's a great idea, but I think you need to go back and work at it, and suddenly goes, oh, this great idea, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and it's not that it doesn't work, and it's not that I don't think it's fine that Ruby's mum is just a nurse and her dad was some 15-year-old, and it happens, and children are adopted, or children are abandoned, unfortunately, in this world, and picked up, and some are able to trace their parents, some others aren't. But, and I know it's a sci-fi show, and it's not that I wanted her to be the Doctor's granddaughter, or the Doctor's daughter, or the Master. It's not the reveal. It's how you handle the reveal. Mm-hmm. I think it just doesn't work at all. That's why I think, that was my thing I think they should have done. If I was doing that, if I was writing that, if you're going to have that as your reveal, do it in the episode where you go, The Legend of Ruby Sunday.
Yeah.
Have that as been right. That's done, dusted. Now to meet my granddaughter. Fuck, she's not. There's a big fucking dog. Jesus Christ, we're going to have to fight that big bastard with a lead.
It's just weird that they fucking double down on the reveal as well, where they're like, what is she pointing at? A sign that says Ruby,
fuck, don't.
Ruby Road. And you're like, but who was she pointing it to? And also, her name's not Ruby Road. Her name is Ruby Sunday. Also, she already said the care workers gave her the name Ruby because she was born, or she was found on Ruby Road. So it's not a reveal that she was on the road called Ruby Road.
I was named after a road. I'm sorry, that you know what, that's a lovely scene. And then she says that line, you're like, oh no.
The
Kind of deflates it a bit.
The Doctor's new assistant, Shankle. Shazzy. Oh no.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I was looking at funny road signs like Muff in Leash.
A lot of people have been doing that. Now, this is the point. We've been really negative. Now, I was talking about this, and Brian Mulholland, friend of the show,
another sexy man from the parish,
very sexy man, And I know Brian will probably be knackered. No, I'm trying to think when this episode will go out.
No,
No.
it won't be after.
It'll be. Now, I know Brian's sexy man. I know he's probably very busy right now getting ready for the next film Devour. Check our socials. You'll find out more about that. But Brian actually got in touch with me to say that he really enjoyed the finale. And I haven't listened to this yet, but here's his little voice note. So a little bit of positivity.
Hello, Jim. Hello, everyone at BanterFlix. Just wanted to give you my views on the Doctor Who finale. I know a lot of people are very critical of it, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this season, and I think it's because of Ncuti and his performance as the Doctor. I think he's an absolute superstar. And I think his emotional and joyful performance of the Doctor is had definitely kept me watching throughout the season. There has been ups and downs as always with Doctor Who. You know, sometimes it's over the top, it jumps the shark, and sometimes it's not what you expect. And I think a lot of people have done the same thing they do with most Star Wars and Marvel stuff at the minute, where they try to guess what is to happen, and when it doesn't, they feel unfulfilled. But there was holes in the plot, absolutely, but that's not why I watched Doctor Who, and it's not why I enjoyed it. I really felt emotional, actually, when Ruby said her goodbye to him. I definitely want more of him in the TARDIS and more adventures of the Doctor, but there is still a few holes in the script. But I think there's something that there's a longer game at play here, and I think Ruby will be back in it. I think there will be a lot more of her story that will explain the loose ends that people are critiquing at the moment. I loved it. She really grew on me. I think the first episode or a few episodes I wasn't too sure, but by the end of it I was fully involved and fully on board with both of them. Definitely some of the episodes this season have been all-timers in my opinion. Really, really good, thought-provoking sci-fi and fun, and that's what Doctor Who should be. Don't take it too serious. It's a TV show. You know, when you watched it as kids, you hid behind the sofa, and now you're older. Just watch it. Basically, let the child in you basically enjoy the show for what it is. Don't take it way too serious, but I think there's a lot more of this story to come, and I, for one, welcome it. So anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and thanks for all you do, BanterFlix. Good luck. See you soon.
I just want to say Brian's correct, because Ruby also grew on me, especially when she was wearing the black tank top at the end of the episode. It was really great television.
Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, you haven't been a fan of the actor.
No, but now that I've seen more of her, I'm actually quite a fan.
Oh, Adam. Adam has been quite critical of Ruby's character and the acting. What about you, Joe?
I think she's just fine. I wouldn't say she's one of the all-time great companions and all that. There's just serviceable. There's nothing really about her that makes me go, oh, I love this side of her, that side of her, because she seems just pretty ordinary. The whole thing that was driving her as a character was this mystery, and now it's revealed. You're like, all right, and that's it.
I think you've raised this issue in previous episodes, Adam, where you've kind of said that it's the forced, you're my best friend that has ever lived, Ruby, and in the past it's worked, with, particularly I suppose with Matt Smith's Doctor, with Amy Pond. You're the first face that saw this face, and with Clara, and the fact that that relationship had to go from Matt Smith's to Capaldi, in that sense that when he was vulnerable and changing who he was, that she stuck with him, and there's that friendship, and the fact that they had that relationship from a previous Doctor, and I guess even the original Rose with Billy Piper, with Eccleston's, that sense that there was a sense of fun in there, and they were going off on this adventure together. I've just find it really forced that you're my bestest friend that has ever lived.
I think
I'm going to cry all the time when you're in peril.
I think that's down to the first episode they have together, Space Babies. I don't think that's a good launching pad for these two.
Technically the Christmas special.
I know, but that's sort of introducing in my world, but in terms of like how the relationship grows, you need a big sort of moment, I think, maybe in the
and there's
follow-up
a
episode.
sense, I guess, with doubling down on the timeless child and the fact that they were both foundlings, that was the draw there. But I just felt like to have this really intense friendship built over, 10 episodes, even if that?
8? Well,
Eight,
yeah,
9 in total.
8 episodes, 9, I guess, if you include the Christmas special. It just felt really forced and fake. It didn't have the impact for me, like in the episode Rogue, where it looked like, oh my god, she might be in peril. She might have been cosplayed, whatever the term is, been destroyed by or impersonated by the alien. You go, oh, is her character, is she out of the? I was like, I don't care. Zero was like, here, shooty. Fuck off with Rogue and go and listen to a bit of Kylie Minogue all day long, mate.
You know what's wrong, I think? I think it's because they didn't have enough scenes together in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Because that's where companions and the Doctors really, deepen their relationships with each other.
Do you know what, weirdly, again, this because BBC, they did the Tales from the TARDIS, and they showed Pyramids of Mars, and it's kind of bookended by little, because they used the memory TARDIS, and I quite like the fact that it's now canon, but also I come back to my previous rant about the fact that there is a TARDIS. Even if Tennant's doctor has died, you could still be like, here, come on, Bonnie Langford, come on, let's go around this wee bike here and get round to Rose's house. We've got another TARDIS. The memory TARDIS, it's a weird thing because it's like a TARDIS remembered, and I know it's been in those Tales from the TARDIS before, and I love the nostalgia, and it's all the little nods to all these various doctors over the years. But I don't know if the concept of it is kind of a bit shit. So it's like a memory, but it works.
Seems a bit like a cop-out.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, no.
This is handy.
It's like, oh, no, Sutek has my TARDIS. Like, technically, he could have went and took the other one. That would
there's
have
another
been reasonable.
TARDIS.
But no, it's like a memory one.
It's a literal nostalgia machine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which,
Can I say, and I know we're pushed for time because we're going to wrap up the pod, but the sequence, I watched this in the morning. And I went in and made myself a cup of coffee and was watching it first thing. I didn't stay up for midnight. I was going to. And then there's the sequence. So we've got that big kind of the doctor going, wah, wah, after he's like, oh, I did this. It's because I was reckless and thought it was fun to travel the universe. And there's literally just a sequence where, for no real reason, he's just like, here, I'm on this other planet. And here's this woman who's got a baby, or thinks she has a baby. I'm just going to borrow her spoon. Have I missed something? Is she in that before?
No.
I don't know her.
I think it's just like an example of like in all the universe, I can meet this person, I can help them in a way, or they can help me.
But it just felt so out of place.
No,
and
you're
literally it only exists then for the Doctor to kind of be, I'm assuming, hovering about in his TARDIS after the finale and going, there's your daughter, it's all okay now. Because, we haven't even mentioned, everybody's okay. All the people that turned to dust are all brought back because death
brings life.
Mm-hmm. I just thought it was double death.
That's what, see that whole bit as well. It was like, oh, you're making me become something I don't want to become. It's like, mate, you just fucking like impaled a Goblin King in a church steeple a few weeks ago. Like, so
you've been emptying people all
Although,
season.
do you know what I did love that sense. It's like he's having this talk with Ruby, and it's like, you're going to hate what I do now, and I hate what I have to do now. And the fact that the Doctor doesn't kill, apart from,
but you've seen that already with the Goblin thing. It's like,
apart from doing X, Y, Z, but it's that sequence. Okay, yes, you've just took supposedly one of the most powerful villains of all time, just essentially put him on a lead and trailed him through the time tunnels, or the time vortex, I should say. Apologies, Whovians. And literally just been like, right, I'm going to destroy you now. And then it's just your claws will touch it, everything's going to be fine.
But also they've written, he could be still on Tennant's TARDIS. So, well, we'll bring it back. Doesn't matter.
Yep, that's what I mean. That's the summation of everything that's wrong with the finale. There's no stakes, so why care?
Everything's just because I know James Oliver, a regular contributor, he got in touch with us after when we said we were going to do the pod. I know he went on a big rant about how he was disappointed by it, and it's all kind of sub-Avengers sense. Oh, what we said, no peril, and the moment those characters died, a wee lad.
Straight away.
A wee lad with his wee machine gun tricycle thing.
Segway.
That was kind of weird. It was like, Russell T Davies complaining that the sonic screwdriver looks like a gun, and then he was like,
"You're
I love
13.
that
Here's
scene.
a fucking we'll do a Predator scene with."
But here, I was very much relieved when he was brought back and was eating a wee bit of pizza at the
Of course, he was going to be fine. They're all going to be fine, especially if Kate's last words were going to be about fucking birds singing. One of the worst lines I've seen or heard in a Doctor Who fucking finale.
I would have had
really
I would have had
sorry.
more kudos to T Davis if he'd just been like, all those people, all those deaths count. But it never was going to be the case.
Or it could have been done in a way where, I'm sorry, they're dead. There's no way of bringing them back. Have stakes, have Pearl, but it's not there. So it makes you think if he's going to have a big, huge event again in the second season, you're like, didn't come back.
We just have to do double death again.
Yeah, some shit like that.
He is excited. So, I mean, we know of the Christmas special, Nicola Coughlan with her perfect breasts, as she's referred to them, is going to be in that. And the second season has already filmed, and the third is getting underway.
He's writing it, and he's waiting for Disney to go, we will commission this.
Yeah.
But I think they're waiting for, the
streaming figures.
Well, streaming figures, and also being like, Russell, maybe fuck off. We'll get somebody else, because you just don't like if it's going to continue like this, and if the fans that didn't like this finale don't come back for the next season, then it's kind of dead as the doornail.
Can I just say, I know we're going to wrap up. Brian made the point, and I know we've been really critical of the series, particularly the finale. Ncuti Gatwa, I can't fault in any way. But how I've said this in the previous pause we were talking about Doctor Who. How often can we go through that? Jodie Whittaker, love her as Doctor.
Yeah.
Capaldi, ups and downs, but it's like, I think near the end, well, apart from the finale, there was times when they didn't really know what to do with Capaldi's Doctor. Great Doctor, great actor, not fussed about the writing. I don't want to go through that another Doctor.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe Moffat needs to come back, but, will he? Like, why? It's a hard one. It is just the same over and over again. And like I said earlier on, Jodie Whittaker not having the worst season of Doctor Who anymore. And that's not to say that the season was bad. It's just that there was more bad than there was good. And
Uneven, flawed,
underwhelming
plot holes.
And then for a finale to just make me go, well, I don't... Apart from being a Doctor Who fan, I don't see why I would... If this was my first season ever, I don't see why I would come back for more.
Because it's just... I come back to that sense of trying to do the double bluff and building up something for fans so that fans will talk about things and they'll be chatting about things on social media, to then kind of say, that thing we built up, it's actually nothing. It wasn't that important at all.
Yeah.
I just think it's a really misjudged thing that going forward people are going to be. So now the big thread is, who is Mrs. Flood?
Well, this is the thing too. Is Mrs. Flood going to be revealed to be someone from a fucking 4-scene episode in Doctor Who history where like the new fans are like...
Because some people are thinking she's Clara because she says clever boy. Or she
wears her jumper and all that there as well. Yeah.
She's doing that. Other people, isn't it the Rani?
Yeah.
Yeah, other people believe in that. Which would be, I would like to see the Rani back. I just don't know. Or is it just going to be, she's just going to be an old fucking looper of an old dog?
Yeah.
Is she just Anita Dobson fucking about on set?
It's going to be like the God of Stories or something like that there.
Well, if she ended up being like Loki, like they went into like that mythology, that wouldn't be too bad. But then again, it's also just like, you're just kind of writing a character and just be like, and this week they are those that art, bang.
God of this, God of that.
A god of Anubis.
Yeah, God of microphones. I know, something like that. But no, I think what he needs to do is maybe harness a writer's room more often, because he did the majority of scripts bar Boom and Rogue.
And ironically,
two best episodes.
I know. So that's what I mean. Utilize your writer's room. Have your ideas properly bouncing off people instead of maybe having too much of an ego about yourself going, no, it'll be fine. Be great. You're like, no. And, encourage
Stop
collaboration.
having the need to have the Doctor cry. We get it. He's emotional.
Yes.
You don't need that. You lose impact if you do that every episode.
No.
Let Ncuti act.
That's what I mean. It lessened the impact in Rogue. It lessened the impact in...
Although have him doing more dancing to Kylie Minogue.
That was
favourite bit of the whole series.
Yeah, that, or if you're including the giggle, spice up your life. That was one.
True.
Yeah. But is it just that we like 2000s music?
Maybe.
We are men of a certain age. So yeah, look, we haven't really, really got into the guts of it. I know we talked about maybe going back and looking through all the various other Doctor Who's. We just don't have time. But we're coming in on the hour mark. We're going to bring things. So I think there has been positives, particularly Ncuti Gatwa for the new series. There has been flaws. There has been downsides. I'm still going to... It's like Marvel. I'm still going to go watch the Christmas special. I'll still watch the next series. I just hope I get something more satisfying. So just before we go, Joe, Adam, any last thoughts?
Not particularly. I'm still going to watch the Christmas episode. I'm going to watch the second season. I hope he lives up to his promise and delivering in the second season. All the things he didn't in the first. But at this stage, I don't really trust him anymore.
Yeah. Adam?
Give me some more darker stories like the Christopher Eccleston era.
Doctor Dances.
Russell T Davies. Give me some of that. You've got people in. You're not going to get anybody else. It's not as if they're going to jump into a second series of a TV show or a 55th series of a TV show or a 17th series of a TV show, which is all the same fucking TV show. I hate it.
I know. Anyway, on that note, I think we'll bring this pod to a close. So hope you've enjoyed listening. Let us know your thoughts on Doctor Who and this series in particular. If you're excited about the Christmas special, the next series, your thoughts on Ncuti, your thoughts on Ruby. I know Brian got in touch in this pod. I know Brian got in touch with this pod. I know James, I mentioned, messaged us on Instagram. So yeah, get in touch. Let us know what you thought of this kind of rambly look back through the last series. I guess particularly the penultimate episodes, because Adam, you and I have been talking about it week to week over the last couple of episodes on the show. So yeah, that's us out of time. All that's left for me to do is thank my two guests. So thank you very much, Adam.
Hey, Jim.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Thank you, Jim.
We'll be back next week with another podcast. It's our ramble, Adam.
Get the custard ready.
Get the custard ready. Get ready for some shit stories. Maybe a bit of Romeo and Juliet update from Claire McCulloch. So should be a lot of fun. Tune in next week. But for now, until then, goodbye.